What is going on, everyone? Matthew97657 here, and today we are back with yet another figure unboxing and review. As the title and thumbnail says, this is going to be the X Plus 30 centimeter line Godzilla 2003 Godzilla store exclusive version. So with that being said, nothing more to it. Then get right on into it. And before we crack open the box, just take a quick look at it here. We do have a very nice kind of promotional front side of the box. You have all your taglines and stuff. Godzilla 2003, Bandai Namco, X Plus, Garage, 30 centimeter. And then you do have kind of like a shot of the actual figure. And then obviously you have Godzilla Tokyo SOS, Godzilla, Mothra, Mechagodzilla, Tokyo SOS, as it says there, and then more licensing there as well. And like most X Plus boxes, nothing too insane in terms of the front side of the box. It's mainly just the front. So let's go ahead and get into it. And man, I am quite excited for this one. I know I say it every time I get one of these figures, but the 2003 suit is my favorite Godzilla suit, as well as my favorite movie. And it also has, you know, all of the monsters within there have my favorite design. So, whew, anytime something like this comes out, you know, I have to jump on it. And it's been a while since I've done a 30 centimeter line X Plus. I'm just trying to see if I'm missing anything else. It's been a minute since I've done one of these. How do I? Oh, okay, there we go. Open slots here on the side of the box. And then everything kind of just opens up naturally. So you guys will get the first look here. Please do not fall. That'd be awful. Ta-da! So I got a quick glimpse of it, but it's mainly all within like plastic and stuff. So let's go ahead and get it out of there. There we go. That should be everything. Dang, that was sealed tight. You saw it jump a little bit. And then you do have some protective plastic and everything, but let's just get into it. We know what we want here. Ta-da! Can it stand on its own? It can stand on its own without the tail, which is always pretty cool. I always like the engineering there. And then, love me that fresh vinyl smell. Very, very good. Whew. Sorry, it's been maybe a couple years since I've gotten an X Plus 30 centimeter scale, so always got to be a little extra with it whenever I get these. But as you can tell, this is the 2003 G-Store exclusive version, and the reasoning you can tell is because it does have I think it looks better with light not going against it, but you do see a little bit of kind of like that like sunset coloration. It kind of looks like a dusk coloration that's like just like applied throughout this side of the figure. You can see it on the plates here, whereas the standard one, I think there you can kind of see a lot of the paint on that there. You can kind of see that. Sorry, I don't know where I was going with that, but yep, I went with this one. Oh my goodness, the face is just well, on the front side, the face does look a little goofy if you look at it straight up like that, but I don't think here, let's see if but I think it's mainly obviously supposed to be just kind of like a really dynamic pose, which is what they went for. And I like it. I really do. I like the you can kind of see the highlights of the sunset on this part of the figure. I don't know how to describe it, but it looks like you put the light against it and it's not too prominent, but then like you rotate it and then you can kind of start to see the highlights pop out a little bit more on it. So I'm just going to give it a slow roll here. And it's probably the other thing that kind of isn't the best, at least in my recording, is that I don't have anything that can go up. I'm just like putting something down. So it's a very, you know, upward roar, kind of in the indication of whenever Mothra is fighting Godzilla in this film, when the sun starts to set. So that's kind of what they were going for with the G-Store exclusive version. Obviously, the normal version is, you know, the normal suit. The normal color is probably a little bit more in line with how this looks on the plates compared to on this side. You can kind of see some of that like darker coloration that's kind of seeped into the plates and the skin. So yeah, I do like that, where it's, you know, it's mainly like one side compared to the other, just kind of indicating, you know, how the sun would work. So there's kind of like your normal side, and then as you start to transition over, you can kind of see it start to get a little bit more of that darker, warm color saturation, which I think really pops. The more you look at it, I love it. But anyways, so that's the main body, and then this is the tail here. So kind of going off of that dusk coloration or the sunset, a very, very nice detailing. And, you know, that's one thing that is honestly the thing X Plus is really solid at, is the detailing on their figures as well. So, and then there you go. So you can kind of see a little bit more of the normal aspect of what the figure might have looked like if it was the standard edition. But just look at all that, all the way to the end of the tail there. All the small little details. This one was detailed by Yuji Sakai. So we've gotten a couple of his figures. I think the 91 suit we have back there is sculpted or modeled by Yuji Sakai. So pretty big Sakai collector here. But yeah, that's pretty much, you know, the base of the figure. Obviously, I got to get this in there. I really love how it can stand on its own. I really love it when they do that. I think the last one I did was the -1 heat ray version, and that one also was able to stand on its own, even without the tail. So super cool. I really love it when that happens. So I'm going to go ahead and get my hair dryer real quick, and I'm going to warm it up because obviously that's, you know, kind of how you do it. It's a very firm vinyl layer. I'll warm it up, I'll plug it in the tail, and then we'll give it like a quick detailed look, do maybe a quick couple comparisons, and then that'll be it. So here we go. All right, so I am back, and as you can see, I'm actually a little bit higher. I raised the camera up, so we are losing visibility of the lower half of the body, but don't worry, I might just go back to the other one after I do a quick showcase here, but you can see a little bit more of the upper body here as well. I just wanted to kind of showcase that so you guys can see the detailing up close, just kind of like to showcase everything, because I feel like that's, you know, what's most important. So there you have the scar, and I know we're eye level with kind of like the chest region. We can't see the head just yet, but sorry, I gotta move this. But as you can see, a lot of detailing, especially on the skin there. The skin into the dorsal plates. There you can kind of see a little bit of the headpiece as well. This is, once again, I'll just call this like the sunset side, because that's kind of like I said, the depiction that they were going with in the film when Mothra begins to make her way to fight Godzilla in Godzilla Tokyo SOS. So this is pretty much the sunset side of the figure, which is, you know, the selling point of the Godzilla Store exclusive. There you can kind of see a little bit more paint on there. We'll showcase a little bit of the lower body while I can. What I really do want to also try is showcasing the sorry, just getting some good shots in there. I really do want to showcase it without my like the light that I use right now. So here, let's get the neck piece right there. Oh, I just love the transition here where it's got a little bit more of the roughness within the neck. Oh, it's so good. It's just so good. But I do want to try turning off the super bright light I have. Maybe that is kind of taking away from the sunset side of the figure. This is, you know, kind of like what the normal figure would probably look like with the coloration of the plates and the skin tone there. So very cool that you kind of have best of both worlds with this one. But, you know, it's up to, you know, whoever you ask which one you prefer, the normal version or the G-Story version. They do have the standard Shonen Rick version, which is the light-up feature with the plates. Usually I do like the light-up features, but I feel like I've been kind of going a little bit more towards just like the special paint application versions like I did with the 91 Godzilla. That one was also, I think, a G-Store with the plates painted as if they were glowing for the heat ray coming out. But I really do want to showcase that. So I think I did a pretty good job showcasing, maybe not the head. Let's get a little bit closer of the head there. I guess the only true downside is that it's technically, you know, Godzilla is looking straight up at Mothra. So like if you do it like that, this is what I was kind of referring to. It kind of looks a little wonky just because the eyes are looking up and kind of like apart from each other. But the detailing on like the mouth and everything outside of that is just so good. I was looking at it at first glance and I was like, oh my goodness, just like the jaw, the teeth, the gums, so good. And the eyes do look good. I just think it looks a little bit awkward if you put it straight up like that. So it definitely shines with just one side showing. Obviously, they're kind of going for that with the sunset side of the figure, but just kind of getting a little bit more of those paint applications. But I think my light's actually pretty bright for like showcasing in general. But you know, this is pretty much what it would look like standing. Just doing like a fake a fake pose here. There you go. You can also showcase the scar. I really love the scar with the sunset coloration. I think it pops out so well. It just makes it just so good. Sorry, I really love this suit so much. And just to have it in like this dynamic pose is just awesome. It's really cool. I really do love it. I just can't get enough of it. I'm sorry. But yeah, so what I'll probably do is we'll probably come down again, and then either come down or come up, or I'll do both. You know what? Let's just do both. And then I'll showcase it with my my bright light turned off. So hopefully that might catch a little bit of the paint a little bit better. But yeah, this was pretty much you know, our elevated view. So let's go. Ooh, let's go ahead and turn off that light. See if we can get some more detail here. Here we go. All right, we're gonna skim through this real fast just because I already did it in the last portion, but this is without the bright light on, and you can kind of see it a little bit better, especially probably like at a glance, you can kind of see the coloration more of the, you know, darker paint applications compared to when the light is just, you know, super bright. It's just super bright, so it might be covering that. So I think if you give it like a nice warm backdrop, like if you excluded me here, I would say that that's probably where this figure shines the most. Just like a little bit of that orange hue light peering down on this figure, and I think that would, you know, that would be golden. So yep, just wanted to showcase it without the super darn bright light. That thing is just so bright. It's, you know, it's beaming into my eyes, but it gets the job done, so I can't complain too much. So there you have a little bit more of the scars. I'll give you guys some close detailing. As you can see, I think the benefit with the bright light though is we do see a lot of the detail shine a little bit more, so you can kind of see the shading on the figure. My camera also starts to get a little bit worse without that bright light, but I just wanted to kind of showcase that. So let's go ahead and, you know, scale down, bring the light back on, maybe do a couple comparisons and call it a day. Here we go. All right, guys, so I have gone into the aerial mode here just to showcase some of the details up and close that my standard style of video making does not capture that well. So I just wanted to kind of just, you know, freelance it. I'm recording and talking at the same time. Oh man, just look at the undermouth on that one. I really was praising the mouth paint applications. It just looks so solid. But there you have the headpiece into the mouthpiece, going down to the chest piece. I've kind of, you know, said a lot of positive stuff about the suit that I love so much about it. And you know, we're still continuing here. So as you can see, this is the, what was I calling it? This was the sunset side, as I called it, where we have a lot of these rich, more warm, dark paint applications to showcase the sunset when Godzilla is fighting Mothra within Godzilla Tokyo SOS. So I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of move it here, and you just get a lot of very nice warm color coming throughout the figure, which is just so darn cool. I know I've said it and I keep like praising the figure, but I really just love it so much. So that ends the part of the tail, and then I'm gonna go ahead and try and go for a wide shot here. There we go, just like that. So very awesome. Let's go ahead and flip it over to the standard side as we come closer to the chest here, a very prominent piece of the SOS design. As you can kind of see a little bit of different colors. It looks like maybe just a little bit of a richer color on the center part of the scar. And then there you have that there, which is so cool. The claws, as well as the toenail application, is very solid, what you'd expect. And then as we flip over into kind of like the non-sunset side, you do have more of the standard 2003 suit that we are all know and love, especially with the dorsal plates being a little bit more of that grayish white color compared to the dark color we saw on the front side. And I really love the detailing coming up here right below the plates. Oh, it's just so darn good. So good. But let's go ahead and keep showcasing. Let's get kind of in between the plates there. And if you kind of like flip it, you can kind of see it's like splitting, which is so cool. So darn cool. And then as we move our way down, capturing some more detailing along the tail here. Trying to make sure everything is getting caught. Just admire. And we are gonna go ahead and switch back there. We'll go for an aerial shot just like that. And then, because that's like the money shot essentially. And then if you kind of wanted an aerial shot on this side, we're getting a little bit of shadows. So I apologize for that, but not as prominent, but obviously, you know, they want you to showcase it like this, which I think works very well. So we'll go ahead and do a top-down view there. Very cool. And then I don't think it matters too much. I'm going to be careful here because I'm going to have to handle it with one hand. But at the bottom, you do have some of the trademarks as well. And so, yeah, that's going to go ahead and wrap it up for our aerial view, or free cam view, as I'll probably call it. But pretty darn cool. So let's go ahead and finish up with the comparisons here, and we'll get our final thoughts and close out the video. Here we go. All right, so we have returned from our elevated position, and we do have the bright light back on. I might showcase, I might do like a different style of showcase where I'm kind of moving up and down with the camera on my own, like freelancing it. I'm not sure if I'll do that just yet, but if I did, we probably just return from that as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring out some of the comparisons we'll do real quick. So this is the X Plus 2003 Godzilla from Tokyo SOS as well. This was one of the first ones they did, if not the first one. I think this is the second one. So we're finally back. This one came out, I think, in 2012, maybe around then. It's been a long time. But just to do a quick comparison, you can kind of see the updates. You can kind of see a little bit more of a finer sculpt on the newer one, and then a different coloration within some of the plates. And I know this is a different, you know, stylization of the suit with the sunset and everything, but you can kind of see that. And then the head's there too, a little bit, kind of almost the same dealio, but a lot more detailing on this one, which is to be expected with a more modern figure. But they're still both within the 30 centimeter line, which, sorry, it's always hard to get these in comparison. They're both in scale with the 30 centimeter line, but I think, how do I say it? Let's just do a head-to-head here. They're more or less, I mean, more or less the same. I would say maybe the nose on the older version makes it a little bit taller, but I feel like you're getting a lot more tail action with this one. Obviously with a slight curvature compared to this one, where it's out. It's got kind of like a little bit of a bow on the top and then back to the bottom. So it's a very fun one. Just a very fun comparison to do with both of them. Kind of like new old. I know I'm not getting like the best shots where you can see the head pieces there. But in terms of the sculpting, the paint job, and I guess that, and in comparison, that's kind of what you got. I think both of them have things going for them. I know it's irrelevant, but weight-wise, I'd say more or less the same. Maybe this one is a little bit heavier than this one. This one's a little bit lighter. But yeah, same 30 centimeter line. Both very fun figures. So let's go ahead and move on towards our Kiryu MFS3 Heavy Arms version as well. So a very fun one. You can kind of have both of them in the same one. We haven't gotten a 30 centimeter Heavy Arms Kiryu for the 03 suit in quite a while. I think this was another one of those older, like 2012, 2014 releases. So it's been quite a long time since we have gotten something like this. How do I do this? Let's do that. And then this is the Rick version. So I'm gonna go ahead and just plug in the light, or the power bank here real quick, just so you can kind of get everything out of it that you'd like. So sometimes it's a little bit finicky, but we're gonna go ahead and turn it on. Nope, there we go. So yeah, and then so obviously that's the Rick version. You get that cool light up effect within the eyes, and then, you know, compared to this one, you do have just the additional paint applications. Although they did make a Rick version for this one, I decided to go with this one, but I'm pretty sure the Rick one's probably, you know, still really solid with the plates being able to glow blue. So, you know, it's whatever you kind of prefer on that aspect. So very cool. Two very solid picks. It seems like we are really just missing the Mothra for this line, and the larva as well. This one I was kind of just going to do on a whim, but this is the Defa Real version of the 03 suit. I just kind of wanted to, I know, I'm sorry, I have so many of the 03 stuff, but I really just love the film So I have to, I have to do it. But nothing too crazy. This is a little bit more of like a modern comparison between, the Defo reel as well as the 30 centimeter line here. So it's fun. I think they're both fun. I know I love to say the word fun, but that's only really the word I can describe. You get a lot more of like a standard color palette here, where this one is going for that extra coloration within the kind of like a warm color palette. But there you can see the scar there, and then the scar here is a little bit more prominent, especially with the warm color applications on it. But cool, it's very cool. So yeah, I think I really do think that's gonna wrap it up here. I am very glad I picked this one up. I'm very glad I picked this one up just because I really love the pose, and I will be so very sad if they don't make an accompanying Mothra, in the sky, in that that segment where they're fighting in the sunset, or the sunset in Tokyo SOS. Sorry, I feel like I said that word like 90 times in this video. But I do hope that they make something like that, just kind of, with a stand, kind of just hovers over it, so it can be a very nice accompanying piece. And then if they ever wanted to do a 03 Kiryu heavy arms or non-heavy arms, maybe with the drill hand and the broken, I think it's the right eye. My fraud? I think it's the right eye. I'm pretty sure it's the right eye. If they ever wanted to do that, I think that'd be fun, but I mean, they jump from movie to movie to movie to movie, every once in a while. So it might be a while till we get there, but I will probably be on that train. I got to accommodate more space for it, but I can't say no that easily to the SOS movie line of honestly anything. So yeah, sorry, I've been talking a lot. I'm up right now. I'm up just because I was really looking forward to this figure to come in, and I'm so very glad I picked up the Godzilla Store exclusive version. I think it's going to be a very nice piece to have just in general. Hopefully, like I said, they make the Mothra. Hopefully I showcase the detailing as best I can in the standard video format, as well as, kind of like the aerial video format that I hardly ever do. But, for a figure like this, I think it has to happen. So sorry, I just keep talking, but I swear it's just because I really, really love this figure. Anyways, to slow it down, that is going to wrap it up for this video, guys. So let me know what you guys thought of the X Plus 2003, or X Plus Godzilla 2003 Godzilla Store exclusive 30 centimeter line Godzilla from Godzilla Tokyo SOS. I thought it was a blast. It's just such a joy to look at. I'm going to put it in like a separate spot, and then eventually I'll move it back here. So hopefully you guys have a good one. If anyone's watching this at the time, I think G-Fest is happening right now. I think it's this weekend. Today's Friday. So I think is it Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday? I don't know if it's 4 or 3 days. I think it's one of the two. But if you're watching this then, happy G-Fest. I wasn't able to attend, but it's always a blast out there. So hopefully you guys enjoy. Whew, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya!